Plug in the address, grab some snacks, and fill up your tank. We are exploring what it looks like to travel with Skillwork. You've probably figured out by now that most of our roles require some form of travel. Whether that's 50 miles or 1,500 miles, Skillwork has opportunities for you from coast to coast. And for some, this chance to hit the road sounds like an adventure. For others, maybe not so much. Let's break down what it takes to hitch your wagon to a traveling gig. Now, the first question you're gonna need to ask yourself is traveling for you? Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Is working with Skillwork on a travel contract the right choice for you? Maybe you've traveled for work before, or maybe this would be your first time working for an extended period of weeks away from home and family and responsibilities. Either way, your ability to be away from your normal residence is something you need to consider. We have many skilled workers who make this work for them and their families. After all, our job contracts can range anywhere from 3 months to 1 year, with the majority of our opportunities kind of falling in that 6-month category. In most cases, we're not helping you find your permanent forever job. We're helping you find the next great opportunity that offers you the freedom and flexibility to choose the facility and the part of the country that will be next on your career journey. If you've carefully considered the traveling aspect and all that it offers, we'd love to work with you. Your next adventure starts here today with Skillwork. Now, the next thing you're gonna need to consider is a reliable vehicle. It goes without saying, you'll need to have some form of reliable transportation to commit to a traveling position with Skillwork. Yes, there are other ways to get from point A to B, but we strongly recommend driving your own dependable vehicle. Why is that? Well, we're glad you asked. The need for someone with your skills at the facilities we work with is great. And sometimes you're the only person on site with the ability to keep those lines up and running. And having your very own vehicle ensures that you're in charge of when you're able to travel to and from a facility, which also means that you can answer the SOS call and arrive on site in time to save the day. Remember, these companies rely on our skilled workers to keep their lines and equipment up and running, and you are absolutely a key player in the overall success of these manufacturing sites. Another reason to drive your own vehicle to your next job location is that it helps you maximize the stipend you receive as travel pay in the per diem amount you receive as a skilled worker. You don't want to dump this money into a rental vehicle or another transportation service if you don't have to. Keep that money for yourself and decide how to make it work best for you. Something else to think about before starting out on your trek to your first job site is to ask the question, is my vehicle ready to hit the road? Many of our skilled workers accept positions at facility locations that are hundreds of miles from home. To paraphrase an old saying, getting there is half the fun, and it is, but first check and see, how is the tread on your tires? Do you have enough oil and fluid levels? Do your brakes feel good? When was the last time you had a routine maintenance check? Bottom line, run through a basic checklist to ensure that your vehicle is ready to roll and prevent any issues from arising down the road. Also, consider the time of year you will be traveling and what part of the country you're going to. January in Texas looks very different from January in the Dakotas. In other words, make sure the heat works in your vehicle and that your tires can handle a bit of snow if needed. Now, let's just talk about best practices for traveling on the road with Skillwork. Just a couple of basic road safety tips. Be prepared before you get behind the wheel and minimize distractions. Put your phone away and just settle in. Know your route, have your snacks and your drinks handy. I'm a bit of a corn nuts and Gatorade guy myself. Have a podcast, have an audio book, have some jams kind of just queued up for your drive. And then make sure that you have an emergency contact. Just a good idea to let someone, maybe a friend or a family member, know your travel plans just in case you have an issue. Now, a few things to just keep in mind to have in your vehicle before you hit the road. Maybe some jumper cables, water bottles, flashlight, spare tire, maybe a physical map because you're the adventurous type, or just prepare for maybe your cell phone not working. Now, what do you need to do in the event of an emergency? The key here is communication. Notify your Skillwork engagement coordinator. This is the team member at Skillwork who has been helping you along the way and is your main support contact while you are on contract with Skillwork. Give them all of the details, like where you are, what happened, and will it affect your start date. If an emergency happens, like a car accident or whatever, that's going to keep you from arriving on time for your first day at the facility, our team needs to know so that we can let that team know what's happening and adjust accordingly. Your engagement coordinator will need frequent updates from you to keep the facility and our team updated on your status to best help you. If you have maybe a hotel reservation lined up, be sure to let the hotel know if your arrival time has changed. Traveling with Skillwork can be an adventure. Consider if it is the right choice for you. Be prepared, be safe, and good luck out there on the road.